Okay, so I guess
well, unless his ritual book's restricted to his rituals. I thought it was any ritual, but I don't know.
I think it's any ritual.
we can go ahead and start doing some of that discussion.
Yeah, where'd that doc go?
Let's see.
Jonathan, did you get a chance to read through that doc about the underfoot stuff to do?
I glanced at it.
It's kind of just like a list of like quests that we have to like, that we don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
So your impression, John, of the cube was that you want to give it. Do you want to give it back to Grandlot, or were you just saying you thought that's what the plan was?
Both. What the hell are you doing? All right,
I'm wondering what's going on.
I'm starting a campfire, okay?
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't really see the benefit of giving Grandlot the cube. I'm not sure how he explains how he got it.
He tracked dude down and he resisted arrest and he killed him. We've been over this.
You think that'll fly?
Yeah, he's brought back the item that the entire city is hunting for, that there are like extra guards posted at all the gates searching for. I think they don't give too many shits about, exactly, as long as they get their super important item back.
I mean, the worst case scenario for me would be if he successfully returns it and then somebody starts asking questions like, so how did you get this again? And then like doesn't believe him and he ends up giving us up instead.
Yeah, I mean, that would suck, but
he doesn't technically know that we stole it.
Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't matter technically.
If we
killed
wanted
the guy who had it. So
we could maybe give him more of an alibi by helping stage something where, like, one of us does alter self or disguise self, to look like Crowley, walks down the street where he's doing his beat cop thing. He can then see us, and we'd worked that with him ahead of time, of course. He can then see us, chase us off somewhere where nobody's, there to see. He comes out with the head and the cube. There's nobody to say that, and so then there'll be witnesses if he really needed them to say that yes, he ran away from his post after some criminal, and he came out with the guy's head and the stolen item.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you're overestimating the morality of this city.
Actually, I'm assuming that people generally don't care about torturing and killing people to exact revenge. Like, there's a lot of double crossing in this city. So even if he like gets held up as like a hero, somebody is going to be like, so I want to find all the people responsible because it wasn't just one, And then there's backstabbing by him against us. And
I thought Yulu was the paranoid one.
Durka's not paranoid. She
This
just
is
doesn't
approaching
care about helping Grandlot very much, and so taking risks to do it is kind of like
We kind of agreed to help Grandlot. That was like one of our things we agreed to do.
sure.
And
Yeah.
the only difference is that the thing we stole was worth more than we expected, and also has much more heat on it than we expected.
Right.
And now not only the city wants it back, but a secret organization of assassins wanted to purchase it, which, what's cheaper than purchasing is murdering.
Yep. No, I agree. We shouldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, I think getting it to him is probably our best bet at this point. Like, we don't have any prearranged deals with anybody else. There have been, according to our listening at a bar, I assume, to find out rumors about the city recently, there have been more like random searches.
Right.
And random searches, full searches at all gates, whatever, so people know about it. I have to imagine that any random fence that gets approached right now is going to be extra cautious and afraid that they're being approached by like an undercover guard or something. So
Right.
I would feel way too nervous about doing anything else other than going to Grandlot with it, just because we have some reason to think we can trust him. And even if we have to do it partly for him just saying, yes, fine, I owe you a whole bunch, like I owe you future favors for this, then I would be inclined to do that.
Now, right now, he sounded like he thought he would be happy if we gave it to him, and he wasn't suggesting we would owe him favors for doing him this.
I don't know if we ruled anything out specifically, just
He sounded pretty ecstatic about it, and not like, you fuckers owe me.
oh yeah, exactly. Like as I pointed out before, he now has more to lose, or he has already lost something. So he is in a worse state than he would have been before, and he potentially has still a whole lot to gain by it. So I would think now the difference between him getting the cube and him not getting the cube is way more important than before. So I would think that we can have him say that, yeah, he'll work with us on some future things if we make this right and get him the cube, so he can still go back to his former position plus promotion.
Sounds good to me.
Cool sauce.
So how do we start that process then? We just meet up and tell him all this plan?
I mean, there seemed to be, probably what you could do. I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's doing the, the shitty beat cop stuff
Traffic
now.
cop.
Yeah, so.
The longer we hold on to it, the more likely a locate object is going to draw people to us.
It's in a box.
That's true. But
Yeah, no, I get you though.
Okay, but there was talk about needing to take a half a day to do a short rest.
we already
Look
did
at-
resting.
look at some
This
other
is
stuff.
people.
We did a long rest, and then we
Oh,
wanted
right.
to.
And
We
then
wanted
you
to
guys
do
chilled
some
out for an additional hour beyond that. Ramos is antsy and has spent a long time in a dark cave.
So he builds a fire.
and sucks out all the oxygen. We all died.
Carbon monoxide is not an understanding of his. Okay.
I mean, I think we need a half day to just take care of some of our upkeep of looking at some of these items we have and figuring
I thought
out.
we already did all that in Mega Whispers and half of our actual game time the other time, because I went out and bought plate mail, and Martin went out and bought a brand new dress. And you,
Yeah, okay. I
you
mean, I guess we
attuned
could
and
say
got
that was
fish
that half
swimming in
day.
your ring. I mean, what more is there to do?
I was under the impression that I did that ring stuff before I went to bed the previous night.
Yeah. So what do you still need to do, out of character, that you need to sit around for half a day?
So Durka and I need to work on her spell. Or sorry, Eula and Durka need to work on her spell. We need to identify those chalices, decode the journal.
Nobody knows about the chalices except
Eula right now.
Eula. Yeah.
But Eula will definitely say that she needs probably 2 or 3 hours with Durka to finish creating the spell. Eula also wants to spend some time, looking at the Crowley's book and trying to decipher that.
The letter, from the
Eula will also say, "Hey, I've got this letter that actually goes back to the safe at the Pirate Bay, and I've been trying to look at it and figure out what it means before I brought it up to everybody else, but I can't do it. So, here's this letter." And actually, JJ, for that matter, does it still look the same? Because I know it was magical. I don't know if it's the writing is faded or who knows.
No, it still is the same.
Okay. So I'll definitely say that it's here, but I don't know.
Billy, we can't hear you if you can hear us. Okay.
At all? You can't hear me?
Now
yeah.
I hear you. This is the first time I've heard you.
I've just been kind of quiet.
Okay.
So yeah, I think if we just take a half day in game to take care of that stuff, then we'll be good to go to meet with Grandlot in the early evening when the city gets shady and all noir-like, film noir-like.
Right. Okay, so unless someone else continues to oppose that, I guess we can just go ahead and say that happens.
Yeah.
Say what happens?
That the half day of identification and stuff happens.
Sure.
Okay, so they identified the chalices. So you guys can tell what they do if you want.
Yeah. So I will show you guys these 2 chalices that I got from in the storeroom where the cube was. And I'll say, with Durka's help, we figured out that they're both magical. They both work by blood activation.
Yes.
So just putting like a drop of blood in it is enough to start it. This plain looking one right here. If you put someone's blood in it, they will gain the ability to regenerate damage very quickly. Fast healing 5. But
Aw, JJ, you son of a bitch. This is from your previous game, isn't it?
No, it's
It's not quite the same, but I mentioned the same thing. It sounded a lot like it.
But there are some other effects that Durka is unable to determine. So we don't know what else it would do to that person.
I have a pretty good guess.
No, it's different than
They said
that.
It's a different cup.
No, it's different.
And then we've got this big fancy chalice over here. If we put someone's blood in this one, it will cut their strength and their constitution in half. But it will also have some other effects that Durka cannot determine. So, Ramus.
Oh.
2 numbers, 2 cups.
So, I'm kind of thinking if
We have
an
2
opportunity-
halflings, 1 cup.
I'm kind of thinking if we have an opportunity to say capture an enemy at some point, we could do some experimentation.
I'm on it.
Unlimited power and destroys us in exchange for half his strength and constitution.
I'm gonna open up my kit and let's see how much blood I have of this guy and this guy.
Hey, if you have people's blood, we could totally test.
I have some blood.
You would not know what would happen to them without going to visit them, though.
Right. That's the problem. I have blood of people. I'm not gonna say if they're here or they're not. But I have some blood of people.
And depending on what these things do, it might be worth having a custom weapon crafted that I don't know, has a blood gutter or a hollow spot in it or something, so that we can more easily acquire blood during battle and slap some blood in there in the midst of a battle and make them weaker right then.
Only if you share.
And actually, Eula gives Lorcan a little look when she says that.
Oh God.
So yeah, I'm kind of nervous about doing anything with these until either someone is dying, and the only way to save them is to put their blood in this cup, or we have somebody that we don't mind doing horrible things to in order to experiment.
I don't know, man. It could give you double intelligence for half your strength and con. You never know.
Actually, well, yeah, but that's the thing we don't know. Eula looks over at Nash after she says someone we don't care about doing horrible things to.
Hey! Hey! You stop looking at him like that. I like the goblin.
Like what?
Wow.
I'm going to be in the corner looking.
Also, during that downtime, so Martin, JJ said that we can skip past, we've had another half a day to do. Now.
Yeah, like the identifying of stuff and whatnot. So then also, moving on from the chalices, there was the decoding of the 3 letters, or the 2 ledgers and the 1 letter, I guess, found on the chick.
Yep.
So
And
you
were those all thieves' cant?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can pretty clearly read all of them without any real time taken on that. So one of them is just an inventory of the stuff that was in the basement. Pretty lame.
And like a shitty one at that. It's it's like you can tell it's not really upkept, and it's.
It says last updated. I think that looks like 2 months ago. But here, this thing that was in Crowley's room, this shows people he's been working with, like things that he has sold to them, even.
Yeah, so it's kind of a contact list and a ledger for items that he has sold.
CRM, got it.
Right.
So it has ways to make contact with these people. It doesn't have their actual names. It's got nicknames, but it does have ways to make contact with them. So we can search things out. However, I also want to point out that based on looking at this ledger, it mentions some things about Drax. And it's pretty clear that Drax is the head of the District 3 Thieves Guild.
I thought it was District 5. Lorcon's actually going to say that. I thought it was District 5.
So, hold on. This is an error on my part.
District Pi.
Oh, hold on. I gotta go to the wiki.
That should be our goal. Create District Pi.
My bad.
Yeah, so JJ, in case it matters, in our correspondence, you said District 5.
Yeah. So you were the one I talked this to.
Yes.
He was telling me some of these things. He was like, I thought I already told you all this. I was like, no. He's like, what did you tell then?
Nope. That was information I gathered.
Yeah, it would be District 5.
Okay. So he's the District 5 Thieves Guild head. And as far as when he comes tracking us down, that chick who wanted to kill us so bad, she was a brand new recruit. Like, brand new. These letters that were on her were her acceptance into the guild.
Well, she's dead now.
Yeah, right. But she just got in.
So you could be her.
I'm talking about the power gap between her and the guy who's going to come hunting us down for his hammer.
We don't even know what her power level was. We never fought her, technically.
But can you make yourself look like her?
I'm just saying, I never saw her do anything really other than maybe shoot an arrow at you or something. Like they both used thieves' actions to dash after you, but they never like displayed an amazing like flurry of death blows.
I wasn't even concerned about her power level necessarily, but if she got accepted into the Thieves Guild and you can look like her, you are our into the Thieves Guild.
Drax knows she's dead.
Yeah, except that the guy.
Well, that's District 5 Thieves Guild.
No, she got accepted into his guild. He was her leader.
Well, that's weird that she like openly opposed us then when he was like, I don't give a fuck. Like she already went against like his wishes.
That's probably why he didn't care if she died.
No. So you guys saw her. She definitely had on kind of like the District 8's kind of like symbols or whatever. But that letter was kind of, I guess, like a promotion letter to the District 5 Thieves Guild. Because it's
She
like
had
very
shit to
hierarchical.
prove. You
That
know?
still doesn't do us any good. If Drax was the District 5 leader of the Thieves Guild, then he's going to know that we killed her. So
Right, but just to clear up some confusion of why she would be there and why she would care.
My point was just that we now know that Drax was not just a fighter compared to everybody else. He was a badass guy with a lot of resources. He may not even personally come after us. He could send the entire guild after us if he wants to.
yeah.
Great.
Well, the entire guild after under District 5. I imagine like the District 3 Thieves Guild is going to be like, Drax, handle this yourself. We don't do your dirty work.
Yeah, 3 would say that, but I also, from reading this, it's kind of clear that the Thieves Guilds form a hierarchy. So he directly controls District 5, but he also has some sway over 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Right.
That's a lot of thieves guilds to be
Yes.
after us.
And I don't. So you, Eula, would probably know that District 9 doesn't really have a thieves guild. Like, it's just kind of like a group of dudes who run around to pickpocket stuff. They're not like very organized or anything.
Everybody's a thief in
What we
District
need to
9.
do is we need to get in contact with Drax. I need to meet him. I think I have some things to say to him that will calm him down.
I would imagine.
I bet you do.
I would imagine if we spend a little time standing on a street corner, either he or somebody who is associated to his power chain will find us. And
Here's
Wait,
the thing. Here's the
Why
thing.
don't-
I don't think we should do anything. I'm pretty sure that if he encounters any of you, especially Tiny, he's probably going to kill on sight.
okay, well then, if you stand on a street corner, and
I don't stand on street corners. I'm better than that.
Nice. Wait, Joe, can't Eula leave? Like she speaks thieves can't, and this is a thieves guild. Like, isn't there a way to like leave a message for Drax somewhere where he'll see it?
yeah, I could probably like put some graffiti up on a wall that to other people would just look like random, like who knows, random stuff, random graffiti, but would actually be meaningful to him and anybody else in the guilds who sees it. So that would probably get message to him. Yeah,
I think that sounds like a good idea.
yeah, it's probably a safe way to do it. And then Lorca and I could tell him to meet you wherever you wanted to meet him.
We should discuss this as a group. Like, we should get him to meet us somewhere where we can get the drop on him and kill him.
So that is still the thought then?
I don't see any reason why we should not kill him. I'm fairly certain that considering what we've done to him and situations that I may have heavily handed on some stuff, he's going to like you guys even less. He's going to like me more.
Oh, this is one of those situations, huh?
Yeah, so
Thieves Guild would probably not continue to hunt us for killing their leader. New leader would probably be happy to take over.
yes. And he seemed kind of like a jerk face anyway, so they'd probably be like, yeah, we'd be glad to be rid of him.
All right, let's do it. So we need to get the cube to Grandlot and kill Drax.
Right. But killing Drax first means Eula getting some graffiti paint and painting a message and then either waiting for like a acknowledgement or just waiting wherever we're going to wait or something like that.
Let's get rid of Cube
Steps.
first.
I agree. We don't want to getting rid of the cube.
So, okay, so we've made those decisions. What other things do need to be addressed in that half day?
I sent you a message about a commission I wanted to put in, but you never got back to me on cost and time.
Oh, that's right. I had a bit crazy busy day at work.
I figured. That's why I didn't
No.
keep pressing.
No excuse. No excuse.
While Davey's looking that up, I do show you guys the rest of that letter, like I said, and say, this is from the Pirate Bay. I've been trying to look at it and figure out what it means. I even showed it to Durka at some point. So far, we haven't been able to figure it out. Unless, Durka, you think you have a better chance now that you've got some more spells or something?
I don't have anything that's... well, let me think about that for a second.
I mean, anybody else can take a look at it, too. It's a magic letter that was in the safe.
I mean,
Anya's confused. She hears all of your all's voices, but she doesn't know where it's coming from. So she keeps looking around like, where are they?
who says that?
Anya.
Oh,
Like, she's at my knee right now, and she keeps looking around like, I hear their voices, but I don't see anyone.
Anya.
JJ,
Anya.
JJ, is it possible to buy pearls in the city that I could use for an identify?
Yeah.
Because I would like to try to identify that letter, like the spells that are on it and stuff, to get a better idea of how to get through
Okay.
them.
The camera. You're right there.
All right.
So is there any limit to how many pearls I can buy?
Here pearls are they're not rare, but they're not just flowing. So I mean, I would say, how do you know how much a pearl is worth?
I need 100 GP
100 gold.
pearl for the identify.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely buy a couple hundred gold worth of pearls pretty easy.
So 200, or are you saying a couple as in 200 or 300?
I mean, like,
Is there a markup on Pearl or not? To get 100 for
yeah,
this?
before you spend, 500. If you spend 500 or more, you're probably gonna have to like go looking in like district, 3, 4, or 5.
Gotcha. Okay, so available to me right now, I can buy 200, and that's what I can get around here.
500, I said.
Oh, 500? Okay.
Yeah.
Does 500 get you 5 pearls, or is it like a markup deal?
So it says 100
It's
gold
100
worth
gold
of
points
pearl.
of pearl. So even if the pearl's worth 500 gold points and it's tiny, it still counts.
Not
That's
true,
ridiculous.
technically.
That's
If
true
you think
because
about it, if someone screwed you on the price,
That's true. That's true. It would be about how much they're actually appraised for, I suppose.
Wow.
So assuming I don't get screwed on the appraisal,
No, I mean you're in a market district, trade district, so
right? There's a couple people selling pearls.
well, I
that
mean,
can't
if pearls
vote.
were rare, then you could see a markup,
But
Right.
interestingly, here's the other thing about that. It's just like the price of gold in today's market. It's
Right.
not actually an objective value. It's subjective. So if
Unless, Joe, Magic is looking for a particular number of grams. which
right, but in
equals-
which case it should specify that, not 100 gold worth. It should specify a certain number of grams.
yeah, but this is way too much to like say you need 100 grams of this spell and 75 grams for this spell, and then here's the conversion rate depending upon rarity. And
My point is, if somebody can successfully sell a certain pearl for 100 gold, then by a lot of definitions, it was worth 100 gold.
Yeah, true.
yeah, it was worth it to you because you paid that money for it, or
Exactly.
I just think it would suck if you were casting a spell and the bottom fell out of the market or whatever you used to cast it with. It's all of a sudden worth a lot less, like right in the middle of casting.
Somebody found like a glut of pearls in the bottom of the ocean, and so before you cast a spell, each one of your pearls is now worth 1 gold,
Right?
and you thought there was 100 gold beforehand. Yeah, exactly.
Other fun nondescript units in spells include a pinch, a drop, a piece, a morsel.
This is why
bit.
giants couldn't cast spells.
A lump. A handful.
Dang on, man.
And so I guess while JJ is still looking things up,
so I sent that.
so also Eula announces that she has finished working on this this new spell, Trade Secrets. So she can basically contact another being. She doesn't know what the being is. She doesn't really know anything about the being. But she can mentally contact another being and trade one secret for another. When she casts the spell, she doesn't have to complete a trade. So she can use the spell to like negotiate one time and figure out what the cost will be for a certain piece of information, and then cast the spell again later. Trade. So the spell really just puts her in contact with someone who is willing to trade information for information.
It's a weird spell.
Spell.
So, for example, if we want to find out where Peridot is, or honestly, any other bit of knowledge or information that we don't have, like how did they get the drop on us, or how did the genie get the drop on us? Like pretty much whatever question we want, I can at least check. I don't know for sure that anything can be answered. That's depends on who I'm talking to. Out of character, depends on JJ's discretion. But I can always cast a spell and ask. Since I am the spell's creator and it's a personal spell, I can cast it as a ritual. So it doesn't really cost me anything but time to cast this spell, just to inquire about the availability of information. To actually get an answer, I have to exchange something for it. So keep that in mind if you want me to ask anything, like where Peridot is, or like
I want to ask where Peridot is. I don't know what secrets I can trade though.
Right. I mean, I can ask what is worth it, and see what the response is.
Right.
And then, or I mean, if you have something to offer, you have something to offer. If you don't, then we can just see what they ask for.
Okay. Okay, so that takes care of that. Cleaning up the sheet. Durka, do you ever plan on telling people about your ring? Also, I'm going to delete that.
What? Delete my ring?
No, I'm not deleting your ring. I'm deleting
Gone.
items off of the page.
Oh, no, I kind of told people about it last time. So I mean, I got obviously fat, so there were
Oh, yeah.
questions, right? And then I was like, yeah, like I feel much smarter. And wait, where did I write all that stuff down? Where the hell is it?
I deleted the.
What?
Oh, no, I didn't delete yours. I thought you were talking about the page.
It's like, wait a damn minute, you deleted it? Shit, where the hell was that? I wrote it somewhere on my sheet. Hold on a second. I gotta click through all the things and find it. Why? Where? Who? Isn't there like a journal or something? Maybe that was. Oh, I bet that's where I wrote it. I bet it's like over here. Well, it basically makes me smarter. That's the out of game answer.
Makes them very smarter and. So that was you're telling me about just the smarter.
Yeah, it
part,
makes
the
it
fatter
smarter.
part?
Yeah. I don't think I told you guys out of character about the little monster on there. I think, but I didn't tell you in character. Shit. I don't know where I wrote it all down. I'm gonna have to write it down again. Well, yeah.
Okay. All right. So with nothing else that is going to happen during that half day, we can go on to. So you guys want to try to get rid of the cube first, or do you want to try to?
Cube first.
Cube first.
Yeah, cube first.
Odd item.
Okay, so you guys are going to go and talk to Granlot, like, and tell him your plan, or
I think Joe. Because you're his buddy, right?
Mhm.
And what are you going to tell him? Are we going to set up a time to give him the cube, or because we're going to set up the thing where like we pretend to be what's his face?
Yeah, assuming he likes that idea, so that he has, plausible not deniability, but plausible affirmability if he needs it. We'll set up a time where one of us will look like Crowley.
I don't want to like ruin your plans, but like Crowley's head isn't exactly fresh anymore. So the longer you,
no one has gentle repose. What's up?
I can cast Gentle Repose on it. It's just going to suck for me. I don't think Durka cares enough to cast Gentle Repose on a head.
I'm just saying like, oh, I just killed this guy. Why is the head rotting? I don't know. He was not very hygienic. Just saying, the longer we take, the more we,
Sure. So yeah, we'll try to make it happen quickly.
Okay. We can't hear you, Martin. Nope.
Uh-oh.
I see your mouth moving.
Good eye.
Oh yeah.
It is funny. I had.
Can you hear me now?
yes.
That's funny. I've been talking the whole time, and people have been responding when they're hearing me.
It's called
We
insanity.
heard you like a while ago, but yeah.
So, what I was just saying was that while you guys go do all that, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to hang back in the cave. I'm working on making something.
Ooh, cool. I don't think. So, what is the plan? I mean, not all of us can pretend to be Crowley, so somebody needs to tell the plan to Crowley, and somebody needs to pretend to be Crowley, or somebody needs to tell the plan to Crowley, and somebody needs to pretend to be Crowley. Do we need the whole team to go out? Go team, go!
Somebody has to carry a chest.
Oh yeah, because it's in the little thing, chest.
I don't know. It's that little.
And do you want to keep the chest?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that was intended by someone who paid for it.
So yeah, I mean, I think
I mean, I can go tell him, and somebody else can look like Crowley and go ahead and like go be at the location where they're gonna like come out and get seen, and then run back in and get killed in there, so that as soon as I tell Grandlot, he can, he can come outside and be like, "Hey, you," and make it happen really quickly.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead with that plan. Who is going to go out then? No one. Okay. All right, the plan fails.
The only options people who have disguised self, I believe, are
Me and you.
Yeah,
Durka, and doesn't Lorcan have it?
I don't have disguise self.
Oh, so if we want it to happen while I'm talking to Grandlot, then Durka would be you.
Durka grumbles.
I can make somebody else look like him if you want.
What? You can?
Yeah.
Like with a normal disguise?
I don't understand your magic. I can just point at somebody and say, look like this, and I think it will work. I haven't tried it yet.
Really? Then the total best way to do this would just be to get some random person to run away with it and have that person captured.
Oh, I don't have time for that. I'm busy crafting stuff.
Okay. So,
All right. Well, I'll pretend to be him. That's
all
fine.
right. So who's going to carry the cube? Who's going to take the cube out?
I could carry it as like a pack mule or something.
That's awesome.
All right. Okay.
Wait. So is the plan we're going to carry it in the chest until right before I go running with it?
Nash turns into a jackass and carries it.
Yep.
My thought was that Nash would take it along with Durka to some other location, either the back of an alley or in some building where there's nobody watching at the moment or whatever. And then Durka comes out looking like Crowley, waits at the street corner until I come out with Grandlot. Grandlot then chases Durka back into that building and comes out with the cube in a sack and the head.
Durka, roll an intelligence check.
Durka's pretty smart.
All right. So you know that you remember that the cube is kind of hungry, and if it hasn't been fed in a while, it starts releasing, and it hasn't been fed in a little while.
Right.
We can feed it with cantrips.
Yeah, I could shoot it with some Eldritch Blast. That's pretty good.
Does it when it hasn't been fed, does it get like unstable? Like
It
if
glows.
you open it blows up, or does it get like as soon as we open the box it's gonna blow up?
I mean, I don't know if you know that specifically, but from your experience, you notice that it starts to you start seeing like the little cracks and like ley lines along it, and
Yeah.
it seems to have kind of like an electrical charge around it. But like whenever someone touches it, it kind of gets like close enough to arc and has like a big chain lightning reaction. So that's the only interaction of like it getting out, or I don't know.
Yes. Well,
Releasing
we
its
should
energy.
feed it and tell Grandlot to not dick around because it will murder him. That we have cast a spell to temporarily suppress it again, but if he doesn't turn it in quickly, it'll probably kill him.
Or we could just let it kill him.
That's dumb. Then the cube is lying somewhere with his dead body.
How's that our problem?
When someone blows up city,
That's kind of what Durka wants.
I don't care if somebody blows up the city, as long as they don't kill me.
Oh man,
Okay.
groups with varying motivations.
I don't have any particular interest in like blowing cantrips on this thing. I would much rather just give it to Grandlot in the chest and buy a new chest. How much was the chest?
200 gold.
I think we should just buy a new chest.
What?
Or steal another chest. Or whatever. Or give it to Grandlot in the chest, wait for him to open it up while we're standing far enough away, and then after he dies, go get the chest again. I
That-
don't really care.
If you want to murder Grandlot, you just go murder him. You don't have to go through an elaborate here's
But
a
it's
chest.
so much more fun when something else murders him.
Well, it doesn't have to murder Grandlot. He can have some other random person open the chest.
It'll continue to murder people until it's fed. This is an asinine conversation.
Classic.
Let's just feed it.
Yeah, really. Let's just feed it.
Yes.
You
Spend.
guys feel free to feed it. I'm not opening that box and feeding it.
Hey, we can go to the warehouse. We can rig a rope up so that we can open it from like 100 feet away, and then Lorcan can blast it with Eldritch Blast from 120 feet away.
Durka sits on the ground. You guys let me know when you're ready to go.
All right. So if you guys decide to feed it, you open it up and it's not like as unstable as it was, the previous time. And you can open the chest without touching it and getting too close to it, so you're able to fairly easily feed it. Okay, so now you have fed the cube.
I'll call Durka a pansy and return to my craft work.
Durka has better things to do than feed a cube.
Okay.
Sit on the ground.
All right, so you three are going to go execute this plan.
Do wizards have infinite cantrips too, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're just choosing Eldritch Blast because it did the most damage. We thought.
Oh no, I just meant him saying he didn't want to waste cantrips on it. I was just mentally out of character thinking about his statement.
No.
All right, so you three are going to go Eula, Durka, and Nash as a mule.
Ramus will be following behind, wearing a cloak and a hooded cloak, just to try and make sure no one ganks the chest off the mule. So he'll be just, hanging back, but not
All right, so you guys are able to get outside. Your plan. The first part of your plan seems to go fairly easy. You see Grandlot, doing some traffic duty.
All right, we hang back. You will go talk to him.
Okay. Yeah, I go up disguised, but assuming that he'll recognize my voice, and say, "Excuse me, officer."
So get out of that. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You little one. What do you got for me? What do you got?
In a couple minutes, you will see someone who looks like Crowley show up. You can chase them. They will go off into. He's going to go into an alley or a building, or what do we decide?
Whatever.
some alley that doesn't have windows, ideally.
So you can chase Crowley. Don't hurt him. It's not really him. But chase him, and once you get to him, we'll have the head and the cube there for you to recover.
Okay.
And hopefully that can get you the your old job back plus a promotion or two.
Okay. So everyone in outside can roll perception checks.
Is that including me?
Yes, everyone.
Lame.
All right, Nash. All right. So Nash, actually, hold on.
Glad you brought the mule now. Ha ha.
Yeah, all right.
Now, Nash, what does the jackass say?
He says Shrek.
All right.
Shrek.
So Nash, you notice that somebody, you just barely notice that somebody's kind of watching you all, but the moment you just barely spot it, you can't recognize. You can wait, was that person looking at me? Wait, I thought they were, but then they're gone. The moment you notice.
I guess I'll make a loud donkey noise.
All right, so
I'm a donkey on the edge.
Ramus, there's a donkey that's making a lot of noise.
That's what you get with 19 perception. Okay.
All right, so he's like, okay, yeah, sounds like a plan, I guess. Is there anything I need to know about this cube thing, or
Wait, did Durka see that too?
no? No, I thought you were going to, but then they needed to roll the save.
You
Yeah, I
got a
would-
nat 20 though.
I
I
wouldn't
got a
touch-
21.
Yeah,
I
but
wouldn't
like
touch
JJ
it.
said last game, nat 20s are only
Yeah.
going to apply on attacks, not skill checks.
Okay.
I'll tell him I wouldn't touch it yourself. It'll be in a sack. Just touch that. Don't touch the real thing.
Alright, let's go downstairs. Come on.
Okay.
And you have a limited amount of time before it gets explosive to get it to the right people.
Downstairs. Come on.
I mean, I'll say, yeah, and, you know, you probably want to handle this pretty quick. You'd hate to be caught with it without being in the process of taking it to where it's supposed to go. You know.
Okay. Yeah, sure, definitely. All right, yeah. Whenever I see this Crowley-looking fool, I'll be chasing him down the street. All right. So I guess Eula walks away. Cue
Yep.
Durka.
Durka, stage left. Durka cast disguise self. I guess, yeah. I probably didn't do that till later, just in case. But yeah, I cast disguise self. I have a cube and a head. Wait, how am I? I'm gonna have to put the head like.
They're both in the box originally.
Oh, they're both in the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Be weird to be
I run
carrying
with the
your own
box.
head.
Or I walk with the box until I see Crowley see me, and then I
Okay.
look panicked, and then I start running.
All right, so then he runs after you, following you, chases you
Right.
into the nearest alley.
I assume the mule's still carrying the box, right? The
I'm
donkey.
sure it would have been transferred at some point.
Yeah, I'm carrying the box by myself now.
Well, I mean, okay.
Okay. So yeah.
All right, I run into an alley. I assume the buildings around here are like reasonably tall, but not super tall.
I mean, there's like probably the tallest. There's probably no building taller in this area than a 3-story building.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. So then I run through the alley and find some place that has no windows in a back dark corner.
Okay. Yep. He catches up to you pretty quickly, and he's like, "Yo," or I don't know who you are, but you know, you give me the stuff. What's up?
All right. I put the chest down. I don't say anything, and I just like I motion to be like, they're inside. Open it up and take what you need.
All right. So he opens it and like grabs both of them, and then runs off.
All
Sweet.
right.
You left the chest. Keep it.
I grab the chest.
Thank you.
I cast invisibility
Okay.
on myself, and then I walk out of the alley, a different direction. Oh, is there a back exit to the alley?
Probably yeah.
I walk out that way.
All right. So, Ramus, or shit, not Ramus. Crowley is gonna, or shit, not Crowley. Ranlot is gonna go running.
Have another beer. Have another beer, JJ.
Yeah, he's gonna go running to, the nearest, guard station and be like, I got him, we got it. Those guards are like, got what? Got who? Got what? It's just like the thing everybody's looking for. And he's like, okay. So then it like becomes, they're like, everybody get back, and like a police thing, and they're like, rushing to like a building and like kind of seal off the building, not let anybody in or whatnot.
JJ, you missed a golden opportunity. You could have walked up and been like, I got it. What? Got what? The thing everybody's looking for. Oh, really? Stab. I got the thing everybody was looking for.
Nah, it was too public. Okay, so you believe that Crowley, you believe that Grand Lot, actually went to the authorities with it and stuff. So is anybody gonna stick around? You gonna go home?
I'm gonna stick around. I saw that weird guy. I want to make sure that we haven't been made.
I'm gonna hang out with the donkey.
All right, so you guys are there for probably about 30, 45 minutes, and you see Grandlot come out of the building, and he's like, you can tell that he's looking a little bit stressed, like a little bit sweaty, like he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And they are headed to the alley where the transfer took place.
Yup.
So,
And-
do you want to go follow him, Remus?
Yep, I'll follow
Okay, so you
Alright.
follow.
I'd like to follow along behind him as if
at a
he's leading.
distance, you know.
So, do I think I can rush there and get there before them? I don't know what speed they're going at.
I mean, they're walking with purpose, but they're not like running.
All right. So I'm still disguised because it's been only 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to rush there and try to get there before they do. And I'm actually just going to like cut myself and bleed on the ground and then leave.
Okay.
I want there to be blood on the ground.
All right. So you do that.
You can take like a D6 damage or something, kind of like something like that, like
I will do hit point damage for this.
a good splash of blood, and then like drag marks, maybe.
There needs to be considerable damage,
Okay.
or considerable blood at least.
I approve. I
Look at the
approve.
top, but she's not there, so
I approve, and I come out of my hiding spot to collect some of that blood.
Joe, sneak attack yourself. It'll be really effective.
You
Yeah.
never
You like
expect it.
you like heal yourself. You like.
You never saw it coming.
So
Hold on. There's talking to. There's some stuff happening.
Martin.
I have an ice cream sandwich in my hand.
Yeah, the only one that I haven't seen type anything is Billy.
I
Joe's hands have been up mostly.
I did nothing. I have ice cream.
I have not typed anything.
Uh-huh.
You will have to take my word for it.
The word of a goblin.
True. Wait,
Channeling.
The word of a jackass, actually.
well, both of those things do apply. I mean, we're talking about me in character. As a character, I would like to say hi to George.
George, Billy says hi.
Hi.
All right.
Calling me a jackass, I'll take that ice cream sandwich back.
No. Billy is the jackass, not you.
Okay. So moving on. Eula comes back. I guess. To the.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess
He
she
wowed
runs.
this
She
into a
runs off.
donkey.
People watching the scene see them come up, and Crowley gets there, and he's like, kind of like confused. He's like, "Yeah, no, this right here, this is where it happened. The body, I don't know what happened. I killed the dude and came straight there. Some grave robbers must have stole this dude's body. Like clearly there's blood right here. I'm telling you, man, this is where it happened." And they're like, "All right, we need to find his body. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense why I cut his head off and stuff, but you know, we need to find his body." So, but he looks a little bit more relieved, you know. So, you know, they close off the scene, you know, push everybody back, and Grandlot and like the captain guy or the guy in charge kind of walk back to the building they were at and go back inside. And the other guards are just kind of like just standing there. So that is pretty much that. If you guys hang out for a lot longer, eventually he would come out, but it'd be like 6-8 hours later.
It looks pretty legit to me that at least the cube made it into the authorities' hands.
Durka will be back at the cave within the hour because she's not going to stay out longer than her invisibility lasts.
Okay, nope, that would be about it. So everybody would probably, I guess, rendezvous back at the cave. Eula is visibly taking some damage.
Before I go back to the cave, though, I will. Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of bloody, but in our area, that's probably not a big deal. I will go somewhere to buy whatever sort of paint I think is appropriate for graffiti.
Okay.
And before I go back, well, I guess we don't know exactly what we're going to put. I won't graffiti anything yet.
Okay.
How long are you going to stay a donkey? Skeeter? How long can you stay a donkey? Those
I
are
can
two-
stay a donkey for about 5 hours, so
Okay.
I'm gonna be a donkey for a while. I'm just gonna live it up.
Just go to the granary and eat some grain.
Yeah,
Eat some of the stockpiles of hay.
I'm gonna find some other donkeys to hang out with.
As long as you're with one of us, it's probably cool. But if you're a random donkey wandering around in District 9, somebody's be like, "You're my donkey now, bitch."
No,
I'm
they're my dinner, bitch.
Till the donkey turns into a bear.
Then you have big problems.
Okay. So I guess eventually everyone will make their way back to the cave.
Do you guys want to build a snowman?
I was more just asking in terms of if the donkey would ever choose to communicate that it thought we were being watched before
Wait,
we
wait,
got
wait.
back to the cave.
Did Lorcan actually craft an ice golem finally?
I'm working on building
Yeah,
a snowman
let's-
golem.
Let's finish John's question first because it's pertinent
Yeah.
to what's happening outside.
I will probably wait
Come on,
until
Martin,
we
you
get
gotta
back
do
to
it
the cave
to
because it just seems like
Do what?
I
You gotta
can't
do it to two.
like saying very much.
You want to.
Say that again,
Yeah.
Joe, I couldn't hear you.
I haven't seen the movie, so I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
Since I can't really substantiate what I saw, I thought I might have seen somebody who saw what was going on, but I mean the details seem very vague in the description, so I don't know that my understanding of it would be all that great.
You should
Oh.
see the movie, by the way. It's good.
I haven't
Yes.
downloaded it.
So yeah, that would actually be a pretty good description, Billy, because it would. You only barely saw it.
Yeah,
Like their, meta, you rolled a 25 and their sneak was a 24.
yeah.
So, you only caught that glimpse of them and they, noticed that and they were like, poof, gone, kind of.
So it does seem like somebody kind of knew what was up there. But yeah.
Well, it could have just been somebody who was looking for us. I mean, we're kind of being hunted, so even if they weren't necessarily aware of what we were doing specifically, it could have just been somebody that was watching us.
I will explain that when we get back to the cave.
Alright, so everybody eventually makes it back to the cave. Eula's got some blood on her, cut up, and holding paint.
We already know what the paint's for.
Right.
All right, so theoretically, when we're all back, that's when Nash chooses to share with us that somebody was paying attention to us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Jericho's should we leave then, so that if they're following us, they don't know where we went, or what?
Probably
Correct.
too late for that. If they're following us, they know where we went because we're there.
Right. Well, I meant should we leave? If they're not, I was thinking if they're not in the warehouse yet, they just saw us go into the warehouse. We could leave, and they might not think that this was a hideout.
There is a secret goblin door here.
Well, no, I was thinking we could visibly leave to throw them off the track of where we are going. If we go in here and we never come out, they're going to know this is the hideout.
Or there's an entrance they didn't see.
Right.
Or an
Right.
exit they didn't see.
Right.
Durka, if you just mend back up the floor after we've come through, it's going to take somebody, kind of special to realize what's happened.
Maybe, but I mean, I don't think we're covering our tracks very well in the warehouse, so it won't be hard to track that a bunch of people walked to this corner and disappeared.
True.
There is always the Goblin Caves.
Yeah, I mean, we can always get away. I'm not worried about that per se, unless they've changed the passwords.
Yeah.
But yeah, or we could just kill whoever comes to get us.
I think we need to take action now. We either need to break through the goblin caves, or I can sneak out there and try to get the drop on whoever is possibly trying to hunt.
Let's just lure them here to the cave, get the drop on them because we can hide behind like the vines, and then if that fails, we can escape through the goblin tunnels.
I like that plan, especially because we have a sneaky rogue that can be up top hiding, and we have a couple of familiars that can be our eyes while we're down in the cave.
Okay.
For at least a little while, right?
Durka, you seal up the boards after me. I'm going to go up now if that's the plan.
Okay. I think it's a good plan.
So yeah, if it does come to a fight in the dark, Ramos cannot see.
Did Ramos not get his familiar?
Not yet.
Because he has to get it. Joe technically doesn't have it either. He's got to build a charge. He was taking an hour to it. It was like he had tuned to it overnight, but then he had to wait because he had to cast his thing. And then
upon attuning, it goes to 0 charges. So I'll have to have another long rest for it to get a charge.
So basically, Ramos was duped into sitting around for an extra hour. Ramos,
you were talking to Eula, so.
And if I recall, the number of charges it gains is a die roll.
Yeah.
If it only gains 1 charge by bad luck, we don't want to use it because using the last charge always risks destroying the wand.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if it actually even gains at least 1 charge in order to.
And even if I have a bat, it only means that in the darkness I know someone's in a square. They still have a lot of chances to evade me. You know, it's not like unless we've like house ruled some craziness. You know, I don't think that gives me freedom to attack in the dark.
We can light a torch down here. There's nothing that stops us from lighting a torch.
Yeah, I think we should just light the cave. I don't think we have any reason not to light the cave.
Well, no one ever decided to take any sort of light spells because this is a darkness group. So I'm just saying.
It's true, but you can build a fire, which you already did. See, there's a picture of it right there.
You can't keep a fire going indefinitely waiting for an ambush.
Definitely is a long time. Let's just assume it's going for a while.
All right, so you guys are going to set up an ambush?
So Eula goes up into the warehouse to hide, right? To be able to be like backstabby, presumably, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to keep crafting until I have a reason to not, but I am doing it in a hidden corner, so I can always stop crafting and come out and attack if I need to.
Durka, when Eula goes up, Durka like lets Bestie out into the warehouse as well, and then casts Mending on the little thing to close up the floor, and then comes down here and pops her eyes into Bestie.
Okay. Alrighty. And so is there a fire downstairs or not?
Yeah, are we lighting a torch or not? Is the main question.
Oh yes, light all the torches you want. I don't need to fight in the dark. I think we should fight in the light.
Yeah, and I can make darkness if I need darkness.
Well, why don't we put the torch somewhere around here?
There you go. Sounds good.
It's controlled by all players.
Nope.
There you go.
Yep. Right there?
Yeah, like
Sure.
sticking out of the wall or something.
Okay.
All right.
That way it illuminates the steps.
Okay, cool. So let's see. How Eula, do you have dark vision? Dark vision out to what?
I don't have dark vision, but I do. Well, no, I don't even have that yet. I do not have dark vision.
Okay.
Yeah, people keep saying this is a darkness group, but I think only Billy and I can see in the dark.
Let's see. Where is
Yeah, I guess that's right.
what?
It was more of a joke.
There it is.
No, Corey can see the dark.
I can see in the dark.
Okay.
All right. So let me move these characters. Have been in here in a while.
Bestie!
God damn it, there's Norgold. Kill him.
I haven't seen Norgold in a while.
He's right there. Kill him.
All right. So where are you going
Ha.
to?
Still works when my token isn't there.
What are these silo-looking things?
Like barrel of these silos. These just have like huge. They are silos of like corn and like wheat.
So they're silos inside the warehouse.
Yeah.
Can I try to climb up and get on top of one of them? Would I be visible from up there?
No. I mean, you feel that if you head back here, you would have a pretty good, pretty good vantage point.
Okay, that is what I'll do.
Okay. All right.
Isn't the hole over here?
The hole is over. Yes. Yep. The hole's over there.
So wouldn't you want to be on this one over here then?
No. Okay. Whatever.
Okay. So, not a lot happens throughout the night, or not a lot happens throughout the day. It gets dark. Eula, it gets dark inside the granary. Norgold comes out, is like sweeping some stuff, moving some stuff. Doesn't notice you, counting some stuff. Blows out some like candles. Comes in here, shuts his door. You don't really know what he's doing. Okay, so it's
You have flame spell to light the candles again.
it is dark in the granary. Okay, so
And I'll start to climb down, and I'll pry up the floorboards and go back in there again because I'm not doing any good up here.
okay. So you guys in the basement, in the rat cave here, someone prying up the floors.
This is gonna be bad.
Eula comes.
You have a secret word, Eula?
Flowers.
Nice.
Okay.
Very secret.
Very secret.
Alright. After you come back down, I will mend up the floor again.
Okay.
Alright. Since it's dark upstairs, Bestie is gonna sit on top of one of the crates very near the hole to listen instead.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
Oh.
impatient.
Yeah. What do you want to do anything or?
I'd like
Yeah,
to,
he just wanted to tell us he's gonna be impatient. That's it.
no, I'd like to send my bat outside the warehouse just to fly around.
Okay, so you send your bat outside. Do you have like a connection with you can see what
Yeah.
you seeing and stuff?
I sure do, and the bat's got like the line sense.
Okay. Cool. So it looks like a standard evening outside in District 9. Drunk people wandering around. Not a lot happening. You can roll a perception check for your bat.
Okay.
Or whatever your perception check is.
So,
Okay. Nope. The bat's just flying around. Doesn't really notice anything.
Eating mosquitoes.
Eating mosquitoes.
I'm gonna be doing this as a play-by-play for myself to everybody else in the room. Flying around, there's some drunk people, more drunk people. There's a cat.
I got shoved in an alley.
Yeah, definitely. So Durko, would you be like constantly inside of Bestie's?
Yeah,
Senses?
ears. I think it's just one sense at a time, isn't it?
I think.
I don't know.
I'm looking real quick.
How much patience would
Oh no, it's both eyes and ears.
Eula have or Durka have to sit inside of Bestie's senses?
Durka and Bestie are best friends, so she is totally comfortable being there. If Durka believes that there is someone coming, she will totally sit there as long as she needs to.
Okay.
So it all depends on how strongly Nash felt like this person was a threat to us. / how much the rest of the group believes that too.
Definitely, we're being hunted by at least 2 groups previously. So,
I mean, I can't sit here all night in bestie census. I'm going to have to rest at some point. Actually, that's not entirely true, but sure, let's go with that.
All right. So it's getting late in the evening. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. As everybody like.
Durka would go to bed before 3 o'clock in the morning.
I will have gone to bed before that too.
All right.
screw that. 3 o'clock is like when people strike. I ain't fucking going to sleep.
Well, I mean, we can do watches, but like,
is that gonna have a watch?
yeah, we're gonna have to have watches. We'll do the standard watch we do, which is, I think, Durka getting up earliest. Durka doing the last watch and getting up earliest, right? Because she has to do her wizard stuff anyway.
Is there actually a rest fatigue system?
Probably.
I don't think there is. Actually, no, there is.
I don't think there's any penalty for the first night of no rest, though, if I remember
No,
right.
yeah, there's not, and then you get like, then you get continued like levels of fatigue after that. I did read that. So yeah, I don't think there's much penalty for one night.
Durka's still staying up all night.
So Durka is or isn't?
Is not. She will go to bed at some point.
Okay.
Ramus is.
All right. Well, Bestie can roll her senses.
Yeah, even if I'm not in Bestie's
perception check?
head, she can still communicate telepathically with me, so she could tell me something if she hears it.
Okay.
Assuming I'm awake, presumably.
Right.
Bestie's perception is +3.
Amazing.
Roll 1d20 +3. Yeah!
Bestie's like, ooh, a
worm.
A worm in this, a millworm in this, grain. I'm gonna go eat it.
And she wakes you up to let you know.
Bestie is not dumb enough to wake up her wizard master in the middle of the night
Okay.
for worms.
This doesn't have. This page doesn't have skills.
Skills, bro. I got the skills.
Skills, man. Alright, so what is the efficiency? Oh no, there it is.
Okay. This way. Not right now, Perseus.
Okay. So Bestie can roll another perception check.
Nice.
Gotta stop copying and pasting.
I did push up enter. Maybe it didn't accept the randomizer.
Okay.
I mean, floorboards aren't exactly the quietest things to uproot.
So
Bestie's pretty deaf.
Bestie is pretty deaf.
Hey, mine's not that bad in this system.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad.
So talking about deafness, I wasn't really listening. The advantage?
What?
Oh no, Bestie's not a bat. Bestie's a raven.
Right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, so Ramus,
Did not sleep.
you have a chance to roll a perception check.
I hope I get a 9 just to keep the trend,
Okay, finally. All right, so you see, even though you're standing over there, I'm gonna say you were, kind of moving around sometimes, and when you're standing right here, you see like a little, like flicker of light, like coming through here.
Can you ping?
Sorry, like through there up towards the stairs, and you can kind of see it, and it's kind of like a periscope thingy.
Nice.
All right, and they don't notice you noticing, and so it's like looking, it's like turning and stuff, and like trying to like see inside. It can see in pretty well and like sees light flickering and stuff. So
I assume Nash is not in the middle of the room. He just hasn't moved away from his previous position next to the campfire.
behind the pillar. Nice. Yeah. So, that. So you can see it, and then it like retracts back up.
Okay. At that point, can Nash see me or not? Can I see Nash?
Nash is asleep.
Nash is asleep.
Nash. I mean, he could see you. He knew you were in there. He'd probably see you. The vines.
What time is this, by the way?
Like 3 a.m.
Told you,
Oh.
man. That's when people attack. 3 to 4 a.m.
Yeah, the 2 to 4 a.m. window.
That's the time you do it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Is Nash awake or not?
I would say not.
All right. I make a ranged attack with a pebble on Nash. With a pebble.
In your crossbow. The pebble lodges in Nash's skin.
You're overdoing it.
All right.
A subconscious part of Eula is disappointed it's only a pebble.
Yeah, so Nash, I'm pretty sure you wake up to getting whacked in the face with a pebble.
What? Whoa.
Who chooses a pebble, honestly?
So yeah, if you make a bunch of noise waking up, then probably you wake everybody up.
Yeah, I won't make a ton of noise, but like I'll kind of realize I'm supposed that we might be expecting company, So I'll probably say something really brief and then kind of be like, oh, you know what I mean?
Like what the fuck? Huh.
All right, so everyone can roll perception checks, and if you beat a 12, you wake up.
Oh yeah,
Get out of your bed. Down.
just beat a 12.
Good boy. Good boy.
All right.
Joe, you're like some weird horror movie.
So Lorcan and Eula wake up, Nash is awake,
Joe.
and Promise is awake. And Durka moves
18.
since 18. Everybody is awake. Everyone's awake and like, what's going on? What's going on? What?
I don't know if you're saying anything. She just woke up and went.
Nash is probably wondering why he got hit in the face with a pebble.
They probably figured it out.
Looking. Where is he gonna? Is he gonna look at me, or is he gonna look at Eula to see who threw the pebble? Oh yeah.
I guess I'll look around the room. I mean, only Ramos and Durka would be visible to me.
Yeah. So when you look at me, I'll point to the stairs and then point up.
Durka pops into Bestie.
All right. Does Bestie have dark vision?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Hey,
You can.
JJ? As soon as Rama points up towards the stairs, I'm going to stealthily flip out and turn into a
Okay. Okay. Bestie.
Stealthily flip out and turn.
Make a stealth check.
Oh, seriously? Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Does shape change make noise? I don't know.
No, but
All right. Cool. That's pretty stealthy for turning into a bear.
yeah.
So Bestie can make a perception check, or however, a perception check. All right, so you hear like one itty bitty tiny creak in like the middle of the warehouse. Like the warehouse is pretty silent. You're like in the middle of the warehouse.
All right. Bestie, Durka pops back into herself, and Bestie pops out of existence.
Okay. All right. So you guys sit there. You wait. And you wait.
Hold on, I'm gonna sneak over here and then over here.
see you
Moving
moving.
here, watch.
What's with this 0.1 feet?
I don't think I changed the.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think this.
Yeah, it's because I put myself off the square so that I could be like in that cubby hole exactly.
Okay. So you wait and you wait, and then like 20 minutes go by, and everybody's kind of like, what the fuck? And then you wait, and it's been like 30 minutes,
Claw dagger ready.
and then it's like 45 minutes.
Before an hour, Dirk goes back to sleep.
All right, so yeah, it's been like an hour. Dirk is like, fuck this, and go back to sleep. All right, so you guys.
Ramos is totally not stealthy, so he doesn't move because he'd make too much fucking noise. So if someone wants to talk to him about what happened, they're gonna have to either use a spell or go over to him.
So yeah.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna kill you when you go up next time.
Evo versus her tracks.
Okay. All
We
right,
need to set
so
a plan for next time.
you guys keep waiting, nothing happens. A couple hours later,
Dirk wakes back up.
yep,
Just
Yes.
well rested.
you guys wake up and it's the morning.
Dirk
crap.
starts preparing her spells.
All right, so what should I put in this graffiti that I'm going to tell?
No, hang on. When you guys start talking, I'm gonna like pull you to the back of the cave.
To Eula or everybody.
Anyone who starts talking, once
Okay.
people are waking up,
Eagle starts talking.
and Ramos, just kind of walks over, taps you, and then kind of gently tugs, and then keeps walking. All right. So then I'll explain that I saw a small scope pushed through the cracks, looking down into the cave.
Did I see you?
I don't think so, but we have a torch lit down here, so
Oh, sure. All right. Do we need a new hideout?
well, they could still be up there.
So we can go out through the goblin caves and then we need a new hideout?
Maybe, probably, until we kill these people.
Well, these people could be Drax's people, so getting the graffiti up could solve the situation, but we can't assume that. So for now, we just gotta get that.
Okay.
Also, you can see if Norgold's still alive.
We can come back later. Like we've got business with the granary. We could be like knock on the front door and
Or you could
somebody here.
send your familiar in and look and see if he's alive.
Sure. Oh yeah, I slept for a night, so I can. How many charges does the wand gain? Is it D2?
I
Or is
think
it-
so, yeah. I don't remember exactly.
I mean, if it's D4, that's much better chances than 1D2. So-
I honestly, it's probably a D4. I wouldn't imagine it'd be a 1D2.
Okay, I'm rolling D4. All right, 3 charges. So I am casting it. I now have a bat familiar.
Sweet. Okay. So yeah, you send your bat. He's like, "Oh, the floorboards are still here. I can't get out."
No, I'm planning on going out through the goblin caves and
Oh, okay.
through the door, or a crack in a roof or something.
All right. So
Is everybody else staying here?
No, I'm gonna go out through the caves.
Yeah, I mean, I will make sure that Durka and Lorcan, since they didn't come over to the huddle, I'm going to make sure they know. You could be being staked out right now. I'm leaving. I can send in my familiar to check out the inside of the warehouse, but I don't plan on coming back here anytime soon.
Do you think maybe we should find a new location somewhere in the Goblin Caves?
I mean, that's one place we could go. I'm not sure where else to go other than Garbad's.
I mean, we can secure this cave better than it is currently secured. If we
I
want
also
to.
just grab it.
Oh, so
Like, there are magical ways to protect that entrance so that we can come in and out of the Goblin Cave instead. And still
Okay.
sleep here.
I mean, I'm not going to be satisfied with hiding the entrance because they already know it's here. So if you
What
can
about-
like seal it,
I can arcane lock it and put a glyph of warding on it.
to start.
I mean, that would certainly cause an explosion as they attempted to open it, and B, a impossibility of opening it without some like very loud magic or possibly some higher level magic.
If it were me, I'd say let's do that just to leave something behind for whoever comes through. But then we should go to Garbash's place. The reason we didn't do that before was because they were doing full searches at the gates. But now that they found the cube, hopefully they're not, and we can leave the city and go hide out in Garbash's. They were
Well,
looking for.
if we're not going to stay here, it's not worth me putting a glyph on there.
Well, I mean, it could kill the person who's tracking us. That's something.
I'd just say it's a little more intense for me to cast that spell than most spells, and I would prefer not to do that if I don't have to.
Okay. What about the lock? So at least maybe they'll think.
Besides, how long would you want to stay at Garbash's place outside the city? What I mean, what's our short-term goals here?
I would prefer to just stay in here and kill the person who's chasing us.
I'm fine with that, assuming they don't outnumber us in some way and defeat us. But yeah, you know.
I'm fine with that as long as we win.
I guess I'm okay with that. I might hang out upstairs now that I've got Whiskers 2 here, who can help me keep a watch out during the night.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, going in and out of the caves with the super awesome lock is probably a pretty good idea, assuming the caves haven't been overrun with something horrible.
Like District 1 guards.
No, I don't assume District 1 guards have that level of patience. I'm talking about, like, things the demon left behind or other creatures that are opportunistically encamping it now.
Things in the deep.
Or, you know, just leftover goblins under new management.
Oh, yeah, I'd hate to find more goblins down there.
Wait.
Yeah, so Nash, you'd probably find this prospect of going back to your old home very interesting.
Yeah, man. I'm into it.
I mean, nothing against you, Nash, but goblins suck.
So are we going to trap the
Like all of them.
entrance?
I don't know if I'm willing to trap the entrance if we're gonna stay here long term. Like if we were defending this as our place, then I think it's worth it. Like we're gonna kill the people that know about it so that we can continue to stay here for a long time.
Good boy.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's
Or
worthwhile.
If that's not the plan, now one of the risks we take is that whoever saw us has already told everybody and their mom about this secret cave.
Sure.
So
Which
you would
case-
know that the Goblin Cave is pretty common knowledge because it opened up in the middle of a parade.
Oh
Yeah.
no, not the Goblin Cave. I'm talking about the cave we're in,
Oh.
the Rat
Like
Cave.
that entrance.
But the Goblin Cave had sealed entrances with magic passwords. So even, I don't know, did they open their main vault directly into the parade so you could take a direct route with never once using the password?
Yeah, like it was. I mean, it wasn't
The
like
passwords were only the external entrances. Once you were inside, you got to all the other entrances.
Yeah, the hole in the top was like a hole from like one of the main rooms in the cave, like straight up to like trying to like pour everything out. Like it was like a demon's, like a demon kind of like like hole thing. I don't know. Like it wasn't.
Yeah. All right. I was checking. Like, If I was planning ahead, I would, not have a hole into my main cave that was inside my magical locked barriers. But I was just checking on that.
I mean, you would probably have been. Well, I don't know if you.
I ran back to the cave afterwards.
Yeah,
so-
no, like I would say going around District 9, you guys would probably have come across this area a time or two, and you would know that it's like been kind of like boarded up and like paved over, I guess. But I mean, you still know like if you busted through that, you could get into the cave. So it's not like a, foolproof
Yeah.
way.
I'm not expecting the cave to be like safe and full of candy. I don't expect District 1 guards to have waited in there for weeks for any stray goblins.
No, they definitely wouldn't have.
So what's the plan? Are we going to defend and try and stay in the rat cave forever? Or are we going to abandon the rat cave and go somewhere else? That was my
Abandon the
question.
rat cave.
I think forever is a long time.
Yeah.
Well, foreseeable future.
I mean,
I would say if we have any intent in the, I would say if we have any intent in the short term of going somewhere else, we should just do that now.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the reason that might be different. If the person who's tracking us is associated with Drax, then the sooner I get that graffiti up, the sooner we can get this handled, and then we no longer have to worry about people tracking us down.
Well, except that if the person is associated with Drax, they're associated with the Thieves Guild, and the Thieves Guild now all know about this hidden cave.
Sure, but what I'm saying is, if we can just hold out long enough to get things covered over with Drax, then we can safely go back to other places in the city because we don't feel like we're being tracked.
Good boy, Perseus.
The people who
Oh, I
originally
see.
were
You're
looking
saying
for
you want to stop the tracking and then abandon the cave.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Either way, we need to go out, probably. We either need a way to scout above, see if they're going to gank us when we exit, or we need a way to, or trapped it, or we need to go out the goblin caves. That's the immediate term, abandonment or not.
Yeah. I
we
would
need
say
to
let's go
find
out the
out
Goblin
if
Cave
there's
for now.
dudes waiting or traps waiting up there.
I mean, I'm willing to go out through the Goblin Cave and then scout out above.
Why don't you do that
Okay.
and take Bestie with you so that we can communicate?
So
Okay.
you are scouting where, Joe? Outside the.
I'm going to go out through the Goblin Caves, try to come up somewhere else, and then I will, disguise self, and I will walk near the warehouse and send Whiskers 2 in through some gap or opening so that Whiskers 2 can scout out the inside of the warehouse.
Okay.
Make sure when you go through the Goblin Cave, you sneak, just in
Oh, yeah.
case there are people in the Goblin Cave.
I just put expertise into stealth, so
Nice.
I'm good at it. I will be sneaking.
Okay, so you go through the old Goblin Cave. Not everyone is in there, but just a reminder what the old Goblin Cave looked like. Where is it? Yay. Okay, so
Look at this convenient fucking map that wasn't there last time.
My name has changed to Lorcan.
what? Damn it. Yes.
All part of the plan. You'll set us up.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to. So you go into the cave and you get a little bit ways in, and it used to smell like really bad in here, like
Goblin smell.
like goblin smell, but now it smells a little like earthen and just kind of like damp cavey smells,
I'm gonna go take a bath every in this water every day.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I don't do that.
Oh man. Okay. So make a perception check. All right. So you notice that there are big footprints around this water area, like something big has been drinking out of it. That is very animalistic and rather large.
Gotcha. I will move away.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think you're going to be able to get through the cave fairly easily without any incident, but you do notice that like all remnants of like goblin life are gone. I mean, their construction and stuff is still there, but there's like no goblin life. But
As
there,
there should be.
but there has definitely been some things that have taken up inhabitants, taken up habitat in this cave.
Okay.
So you're pretty much you're fairly easily able to get to an exit.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to get out and get stealthily up into the real world again.
Yeah, you're able to do that pretty easily.
Yeah.
And you want to send.
So Whiskers 2 in.
Okay. So yeah, you see Whiskers 2 in, and you see Norgold just coming around here doing daily stuff, counting stuff, sweeping stuff. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Just doing daily chores.
Remember that the floor broken over here?
I don't remember. I think it was like more rats were coming out of there at one point or something.
Okay.
But I don't think it is at this point.
Okay.
I think that's actually like part of the map, but it's not actually broken.
Okay. So all I see is Norgold, really.
Yeah.
I will. What all is around this warehouse? Is it like other warehouses? Is that the sort of area we're in?
No. So this is in District 9. It's kind of like it is kind of there's not really an industrial part of District 9 that actually has industry. So I kind of like think, Detroit. So there's a lot of like busted up old industry buildings and like some couple warehouses and stuff like that. So it's not really residential.
Mm-hmm.
Like a couple blocks down it's residential, but right here it's kind of just industrial around here.
Okay. I will just kind of meander around this building and try to see if I see anybody like watching or casing the joint.
All right, make a perception check. Nope, you don't see anybody casing the joint. You don't notice anyone.
Okay. Then, so Bestie is flying near me or on my shoulder or what?
On your shoulder.
Yeah.
And I'll whisper. I don't see anybody. It looks like the coast is clear.
Okay.
Dusty telepathically realized that to me, and I will tell everybody in the cave.
I will go to the front door.
Thank you.
Front door,
Okay.
and I'll knock on the door.
All right. What do you look like?
Somebody else.
All right. Norgold comes up.
Somebody not short, like a human-sized person.
Right. Norgold comes up and he's like,
Kill him quickly.
How can I help you? What can I do you for?
This Norgold.
Yeah. What can I do you for? What do you need?
I just wanted to check to see if anyone has come around recently that isn't normally here. Anybody not associated with your granary business?
It's like, do I know you?
No. There could be some money in it for you if you do know of anybody who's been around.
Well, who are you looking for? Like, are you trying to think of anybody specific, or
Anybody who's not supposed to be here, possibly some short folk.
I don't know nothing about no short folks, so why don't you just run along, okay?
All right. I'll
Nice.
accept that and I'll walk away.
Okay. Alrighty. So what are you guys doing?
I told everybody in the cave that Eula said the coast is clear,
Alright,
but
so,
Durka doesn't make any move to get up or anything like that.
so you guys,
Durka tells Bestie to tell Eula, okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk a little bit.
What?
Okay.
Great. You can actually mimic a little bit of speech.
Okay.
Yeah, ravens can speak a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Corn.
All right. So, are you guys? The coast is clear. So says Eula. Are you wanting to go out the cave? Are you like just staying there, just chilling?
I mean, if I don't have any reason to leave, I'm gonna chill.
Yeah, I would say I don't have any reason to leave either, so I'm gonna stay as well. I'm gonna wait for. Well, let's see. So you're gonna come back.
Okay.
I guess maybe we should. I'll tell Bestie to tell you. Return.
I'll say, yeah, I'll come back through the caves.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sweet. So we're not being cased.
Eula, coming back through the caves. Roll a D100.
Oh God.
Oh, wow.
You get attacked by a goblin raiding party.
No, you get attacked by a giant thing.
Bam.
All right.
Double.
And roll your sneak. Okay. So nothing happens to you.
Cool.
You get through the cave. So you're back into the rat cave.
So there's nobody out there apparently casing us,
Not
but
like-
somebody clearly knows we're here.
And I checked with Norgold, partly to see if, just to make sure it was actually Norgold, and partly to see if Norgold was willing to sell us out for cash. He
He
seemed pretty
wasn't.
solid. When I
Nice.
offered him money, he just told me to move on.
Nice. It's good to know.
He lives one more day.
So should we go ahead with our plot to contact Drax?
Yeah, I'm pretty eager to get that started. The longer we wait, the more chance there is someone else is going to find us.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and contact him and tell him that I want to see him.
Yeah.
Should I tell him to meet you somewhere?
Yeah, we should probably pick somewhere that's a good place.
Or do you want to meet him at a tavern? Or
Uh,
somewhere else?
it depends. Are we going to like attack and kill him?
Yeah. What is the plan?
Because I mean, like, we don't want to have him meet in a public place if you guys are going to hide and kill him. We could have him like meet us at our innkeeper's house.
I don't know. I'm okay with killing him. I think that's probably the best way to relieve all of our problems.
Rama said we should kill him.
Well, when Rama says we should kill somebody, that's probably a pretty good sign we should kill him. Ramos, are you still on board with that idea?
Ramish wants his belt. Also, Guild probably stop hunting us if he dies.
I think I agree.
So, but we need to be prepared for the fact that with him being as high as he is, he may not come alone. But on the other hand, if you tell him to come to meet me alone, he might.
Does he know your name? How should I refer to you?
Sexy ice witch.
I don't know. Use your imagination. I don't know that he knows my name.
Let's call him Elsa Ice Queen.
Sure, if you describe what I look like, I'm fairly unique. So
You know that movie that Disney came out with? He kind of looks like that.
I'm sure he will remember.
only evil.
I mean, I could call you the Ice Queen. Say the Ice Queen wants to meet you.
Lorcan's not going to be able to turn that one down.
Yes. Ice Queen wants to meet you. ... In her bed.
Make sure you say ... too. That's the important part.
Yes.
So the The new innkeeper's house. That's the idea. That's the location.
Well, don't say the new innkeeper's
Well, yeah.
house, but
I'm assuming that you wouldn't know what that means either. I'm assuming it's like,
Make sure you say ... but don't say the innkeeper's house.
so, I mean, is that the location I'm going to get in?
I mean, that's the only fairly secure place that I can think of that we could hide and get the drop on him, and it be plausible that I'm meeting him for a booty call.
You could also meet him somewhere else, and then once he gets there, you could say, "Now let's go to this other place."
I mean, if you guys think that,
because if we say a location to start, he can send anybody he wants to there ahead of him. If
Right.
we have to meet you first and follow you, they would all have to follow both of you, and we'd have a chance to notice someone following.
but if you guys aren't hiding and he attacks me, then I'm on my own.
But we could be hiding around there too,
Yeah, we could be hiding where he meets you.
and then follow both of you.
Right, because it doesn't. He won't. It's less likely that he'll notice us following you, or if he does, that it will matter. But us noticing other people following you from his team would be really advantageous for us.
I'll go with whatever works.
I like that plan.
So, I guess let's choose that bar that I met the dwarf in.
Sure. So I'll tell him to meet you there, and then you can lead him wherever you want to lead him.
I mean, I'm just going to tell you guys I'm going to lead him back to that house.
Okay.
Ramos, maybe you want to already be at that other house.
Anybody who can't sneak.
Yeah, Ramos and Nash should be there, and then Durka and I will be disguised, and we will follow from the bar.
Okay.
Now I'm pretty sneaky, or can be. So, but I don't mind hanging out with Ramos if you think
That's
you
true.
gotta
You can be random animals.
Generally, well, actually, I'm pretty sneaky on my own. But like, the more people we have sneaking, the more chances this might get caught. So, I do not mind hanging with Ramos.
I'm reasonably sneaky myself, even when I'm not invisible.
Yeah, I cannot be invisible, so I'm probably not that sneaky.
Okay.
Hanging with Ramos.
So you're gonna be at the old dwarves bar.
Yeah.
Okay. So you so did you like put a time down or?
No, I just say the place and assume that he'll show up, as soon as he can. So Lorcan may have to wait there for a little while. But I imagine with the hammer on the line, plus I kind of suspect what's going on with the whole Lorcan prick for blood thing, I suspect he'll be there ASAP.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't say anything about that.
Okay. All right. So you go write that graffiti, and I guess Lorcan goes and waits in the Dwarven bar.
Yeah. I'm just going to grab a booth somewhere.
So is everyone else in the Dwarven bar, or people like how are you all playing this out?
I don't think I want to be in the bar.
I have the district. So yeah, what's your all's plan for this?
I'm just going to sit in a booth and wait. I'll have a message spell ready to send to somebody if need be.
I'm going to be outside the bar somewhere, I think.
Okay. So a lot of people, even though your characters, I'll fix them later. You guys, you wait for quite a while. A lot of people come and go.
More importantly, does the dwarf show up?
Let's see.
I don't think he should, because he's one of the people that we
Yeah, he is.
paid to be working for us for the.
Yeah, no, he would be in the Pirate Bay, right?
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because if he was here, then I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, no, the dwarves are in the Pirate Bay. So yeah, So you wait for quite some time. You know, as people are kind of like, "Man, you've been here all day. Get your drink on."
I like tea.
So yeah, eventually, you will see Drax show up, and he is going to see you and run over to you, and that's where we're going to stop, because he's going to be involved.
Yeah.
Advance.
Well, come on, JD. He runs over to me. Like, does he run over and like smack me in the face with a hammer, or does he like run over and like hug me?
He doesn't have a hammer.
He could have a hammer, just not the hammer.
That's true. He doesn't have the hammer. So no, he is like, you can tell that he is like
Enamored.
he's like obsessed to see you.
Yes.
Obsessed being the keyword. Okay. So that is where we will stop it, and I'll fix the bar scene next time. Oh, there he is. Lorcan and Rhombus are up in the getting their hangout on up in the.
Who's this swashbuckler dude?
Which one?
The swashbuckler dude. I don't remember him in our bar. There's some weird ass people in this bar.
This is the Pirate Bay bar.
Yeah,
I mean, this bar was used as both. We used it as the Pirate Bay bar and the 9th District bar.
Yeah.
This is the Pirate Bay bar because that's Dread Pirate Roberts right there.
I never saw him, so I was just
The
like,
bars are roughly the same. You come in, there's some tables and a bar.
I'm not concerned about the room. I was just asking if this.
These are definitely the Pirate Bay characters.
Special dude or not? Like,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, this is probably a good place to stop anyway, JJ, because I'll be doing some stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Like sexing him up
Nah, I mean, if you want.
while you murder him.
All right, so yeah, cool.